Hello there.
Well, hello, the troopers, and welcome back to General Canoe's Bunker. Thank you so much for joining us here on another fine episode of The High Ground. Yes, sir, it is another Wednesday, and what a Wednesday we've gotten, by the way. More on that later. But thank you, as always, for joining us here. We got so much to talk about. It's almost funny.
So much.
Yeah, too much, some people might say. Not me. I like talking to you guys. But some
yeah.
people would say, hey, dial it back. We won't. But once again, thank you so much for joining us here. It is hump day, middle of the week, and I hope that at least the first half of your week has been going great. And if not, hey, we're almost to the weekend. Just hang on a little bit and we'll be right there. Um, Dude, it's almost April. It's almost April, and I am freaking the F out.
Are you shaking in your booties? Do you have
oh,
something major coming up?
Dude, yeah, exactly, right? For all those who don't know, we are actually doing a little trip, little vacay, little not so much planned trip, but kind of spur of the moment type of thing. But yes, so we are leaving for Japan in tomorrow. It'll be exactly 2 weeks before we leave. So again, coming back to the freaking out part. Every time I see that countdown, and don't ask me why I put a countdown, widget on my phone. I like to torture myself like that.
Just to stress out.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, like I'll be in a meeting, I'll look down to my phone. I'm like, oh my lord, that's way too close. That's way too close. And the mind starts racing, and the heart rate elevated. All of the good stuff, fun stuff. But like I said, hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend, great week. And if not, the weekend is very, very close. Thank you as always for joining us here. And man, we got a show for you tonight. But before that, what's going on with you, Mike? How you been?
I'm ready for 2026 apparently, because this year is just stomping me. But we're hanging in there. We're gonna have some fun tonight, I believe, and I'm excited for tonight's show for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here, man. Yeah, it's been a week, and I say that, and I know it's barely Wednesday, but it has been a week. But like I said, we're here. We're gonna have fun. The Bunker Bunch is here. The chat is already blowing up, and we appreciate y'all as always hanging out with us. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our guest because seriously, guys, we got a lot to talk about. We already had a lot to talk about, and then a bunch of stuff dropped tonight that we're like, okay, now we got 3 times the amount to talk about. So let's go ahead and get it started. Tonight, we are joined by I would say a super successful content creator, way better than we are for sure. This gentleman, is not only was he happy being great at one fandom, right? He had to start dominating another one, and just conquering the multiverse of fandoms, and he's been killing it. Long overdue, chat, in my book, to be honest. Finally, we finally made it work, and we're like, you know what, why we kind of need to hang out, we kind of need to hang out here in the bunker. So it finally happened. So without further ado, we got the man, the myth, the legend. We got Kadin from Cantina Talk. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Thank you so much for the kind words, guys. That means the world.
Welcome, and thank you first of all for hanging out here with us, man. Like I said, it's just one of those things where we've known of each other. We hang out, we know, with similar people. We know we are very adjacent, right? And yet, like, the streams have not quite crossed yet. So yeah, man, first of all, appreciate you making some time chatting here with us. Welcome. Like I said, bit of an overdue chat, if I do say so myself. But yeah, man, good to see you. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you and Mike doing today?
Good. Like I said, we're just happy to have you here. Let me give you more of the spotlight right there. I like it.
There we go. Yeah.
Because I wanted to shout out, and I meant to say it earlier, but I wanted to shout out your blankie, your Clone Wars blankie in the back.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I've had this since I was younger, and my mom just had it for all these years. And at Christmas, I forgot my winter jacket there. I went back to go get it like a month later, and she put it in the bag and with my jacket. And I got
Nice.
home and I texted her. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You still have this?" But yeah, and yeah, so it just chills here now. I'm glad that I still have it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. That's you know, I don't want to say vintage, but dude, we are coming up on what is it?
Almost
15 plus years of since
y-
like 13 years, 14 years.
yeah, in 3 years it'll hit 20, I believe.
Yeah.
2008. So yeah,
So, yeah, man, I'm just saying, it's starting to become fair, right? But
yeah,
to call
it's
it
true.
vintage, it freaks me out because it just reminds me of how old I am. But
Yeah,
super awesome. But yeah, man. Thank you again for joining us. I know that
of
you've had
course.
a busy couple of days, and I can only imagine today, right?
Yeah,
it's been quite the ride today, huh? And again, we will talk about this, at length, guys. But before we do that, before we take a deeper dive into, the genius mind that is Kadin, let's jump into the chat because we already got a lot of people. Chat's on fire tonight, and we appreciate y'all as always joining us and chatting here, Bunker Bunch. First and foremost, we got Mike putting double duty. Appreciate you. We got, look who it is, our good friend Jar Jar Jargon. Say,
what up,
let's
Joe?
go. Hey, hopefully you got something in the mail, Jar Jar, because it was supposed to be there on Monday. So just let me know if you didn't. We got Darth Angel in the house saying, "This is the way." Hello, General. What's going on, brother? Thanks so much for joining us, man. Appreciate you. We got OBP in the house saying, "Hello there, everyone." We got Janine saying, "Hello there." What's up, Janine? Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you as always for joining. We got Juan also saying, "Hello there, Bunker Bunch." We got the Legacy of Nerds
Ooh.
saying, "Yo, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining us, dude. You've been busy. Your Instagram has been blowing up since this morning. So good job on all the coverage." Juan reminding everybody to go ahead and hit that like button. Let's make that YouTube algorithm happy and let them know that we are having fun here on a Wednesday night. Believe that? Hello, Bunker Bunch, says Mike. We got Brian in the house. Shit, wrong chat. That's awesome. Well, welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. OBP says, you can only do a super chat for one, and I don't see how to change the amount. I believe there's a sliding bar or something like that you should be able to increase the amount if you so choose to. Ultra in the house saying, "What's up, John Kenobi Legacy Nerd, Darth Vader, Jedi Niner, and OBP. What's going on, Ultra? Thanks so much for joining." It's like, whoa, Japan is awesome. Yeah, dude, we're excited, we're nervous, we're freaking out, and we're ready. Hi, Ultra, says Janine. Ultra says, coming from me from Rolando received. Oh, good job, man. Heard Syndicate and Goldberg. Man, good job. Thank you, Rolando, as always, for hunting for those out there. Hey there, Ultra says OBP. Janine says, no, the weekend needs to be far. I'm on vacation. Oh, no way. Yeah, I hear you. Well, yeah, hopefully then time is a little bit dilated for you, Janine, and you get to enjoy a little bit more of your vacation. Very well deserved, by the way. You've been busting, yourself at work for, it seems like since last year, dude. It seems like you haven't stopped. Um, that's my kid using my wife's YouTube account. Kid, go to sleep. It's already past time. Um, Ultra with the pickups: Rey Mysterio, Selena, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, and Santos Escobar. Man, where do you put all the figures, bro? Some more from BBTS. That's crazy. All right, man, that's awesome. That's cool, says Janine. Ultra, man, you got some pickups, Ultra. I'll give you that.
Man,
Um, Charger saying, never seen one of those. Pretty cool. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Are you kidding me?
Definitely shows the age on it though too. It's definitely not as beautiful as it used to be, but love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
hey,
man,
but it's one of those things that it comes with a history. So
comes the territory.
it's, yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that will probably never leave your collection, right?
No,
Never leave a, yeah. We got Nick in the house saying, "Yo, what's up? Thanks so much for joining, man. Appreciate you." Johnny says, "Thank you." Yeah, it's nonstop. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I know you've been doing a lot of work.
she definitely puts the work in at work, and then she goes home and makes like the most ridiculous 3D print
I
stuff.
know,
So like
right?
she's just constantly banging stuff out here.
I'm like, "Dude, where do you find the time? Come on."
She don't sleep.
Um,
That's what it is.
I guess so, right? I guess so. Or she has, just got keep watching the
Mm,
print while she's at work.
yep, yep.
um, so whenever we have a first time guest here in the bunker, we like to, we like to take it back all the way to the beginning, right? We like to take a deeper dive to your secret origin. So would you mind telling us now if you remember when was the first time that you fell in love with Star Wars?
I'm gonna say I probably was either around 4 or 5. My grandpa showed me A New Hope. I mean, I don't even think it was A New Hope at the time. I think it was just regular Star Wars on VHS.
Nice.
Um, and then that's where it started. Well, one through 6, and then I guess on the prequels, and never stopped. Attack of the Clones is my favorite movie. I watched that.
Nice.
That I think I had to buy a whole new, uh, multiple different DVDs at one point just because of how much I watched that movie when I was younger.
Dude,
Yeah,
episode 2 doesn't get enough love in my book, to be honest with you.
mine neither, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's good to know.
I
So
Yeah.
were you so you saw the OT, at home VHS. Um, what was the first time you went to a theater? I guess which one was the first one you got to watch in theaters?
That'll probably be honestly, I think it's Force Awakens if I have to be honest.
Really?
Just 'cause I was born in 2003, so
Gotcha.
I missed out on the prequels unfortunately.
Yeah,
Um,
man, I'm old.
but yeah, I grew up
Yeah.
watching the Clone Wars, so like that's yeah, that's why we were talking about earlier. The fact that Clone Wars is about to be 20 years old is kind of crazy. Like it makes me
Yeah,
feel old.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you saying that that's when I graduated high school. So we're not gonna bring that up anymore. Okay, we're just gonna breeze through that.
I
But
mean,
that's good, man. So that's kind of awesome. I don't know that we've ever had a story where the grandparent, right, was the introduction point.
Yeah, we've
I
had
don't.
some brothers, cousins,
Yeah,
but never the
exactly.
grandpa. So
Uncles,
bravo to grandpa
Yeah,
for
that's what I was
dropping
gonna
that on
say,
you.
dude. That's awesome.
I I was pretty much raised by my grandparents, so I had an old Walkman when I was growing up. Like that's like
Sweet.
I grew up with a whole bunch of 90s stuff, 80s and 90s stuff. So like I don't know, I owe so much to my grandparents. I am who I am today because of them. It's
He grew up with what they call vintage. We grew up with what we called brand new. So
Yeah,
like
that's what I was gonna say.
he's like, this was brand new to us. It's vintage to him.
Yeah, I
Growing up
know,
was
dude.
brand new to me too. Like I was happy with it
Oh yeah,
until
yeah.
kids at school were like, "Wait, what is that?"
Yeah, exactly,
That has
dude.
buttons, not a touchscreen.
Yeah, right. What do you mean you got to press on it? Yeah, dude, that's kind of awesome, man. That, like I said, I'm fairly certain that's a first here for the show. When it comes to how you were introduced. So that's freaking great. Hey, kudos to your grandpa, man. That's awesome
Yeah.
because obviously, it's something that you became a fan of, very obviously. But you've also, been very successful in creating, a community in creating, your channel, becoming a content creator, all that stuff, just because of that, right? Because he decided to show you a movie that he enjoyed, probably, right? Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still see myself as a small creator. I mean, whatever the numbers say, that doesn't matter to me. I still feel like I have 400 subs. Like to me, like I don't know. I'm just doing my own little thing. But it definitely laid the groundwork, especially to like when I was younger. We'd always watch all the behind the scenes on like when Blu-ray started coming out. Whenever they had the special features, I know especially Jim Carrey's Grinch. I guarantee I watched the behind the scenes on that front to back 10 times over.
wow.
So like that love for cinema is what really started everything.
I was about to
Beautiful.
say, getting that behind the scenes look like really gives you a deeper connection to the art of
Yeah.
making movies and shows, right? So yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. When I started going into like the behind the scenes stuff, I got so much appreciation. Like it's unreal.
It keeps on growing every single day. Whenever I find out a little more, just a different tidbit or who did this or who did that, it only amplifies the experience for me because the next time I go and watch it, it's something new to talk about. I love being able to just share that experience with my wife because she never watched Star Wars growing up. So being able to show her everything, be like, oh, do you want to, who this is? That is how this was made. Like that's just super cool and unique to me.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And that's something that I've noticed, here in the fandom in the last, I don't know, X amount of years now, but um, people taking a deeper interest, right, into um, who made what, like you said, right? Like not necessarily the front and center like actors, but hey, who came up with the choreography, who got the set design, who did the concept art, like all of that stuff, right? That I feel, at least when I was growing up, that stuff wasn't really like much talked about. Um,
Yeah, and honestly, still to this day, I feel personally anyway, I feel like that's not really as talked about, and that's honestly like why I do what I do because I want to do my part in being able to show like this costume designer did this makeup artist did this stunt coordinator created this amazing thing.
there you
Like I
go.
don't think they get the recognition they deserve, so I'm just trying to do my part in helping them.
Yeah,
And you know
absolutely.
the
And
one thing also that a lot of people don't. It's like a second thought to them is the sound effects guys.
Hmm.
Those guys come up with like if they weren't doing their job and doing it so well, like the movies would not be movies. All the way from the walking into a scene to obviously the scores of music. Like there's just so much behind the scenes stuff that doesn't get. I think we need just awards for behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff.
and like one thing that I love about Joe Jar Jar Jargon is that like when it comes to audio stuff, he's the king. He makes stuff sound incredible, and that's just I don't know about mainly, but that's a lot because of his background. But like that's
right.
something that sets him apart from everyone else is that like Joe really does make like the best audio for his stuff, and like you said, like to be honest, I don't know about you, but I don't see a whole lot of people looking at the behind the scenes stuff on the back of their like Blu-rays or on the back of their DVDs.
Exactly.
That stuff is lost to time. It's really hard to find a
Hmm.
lot of them too. So like, just want to like just the fact that I have the opportunity to show that to other people is great.
Yeah, yeah, and now you get to be, a little bit part of it too.
A little part of it, yeah.
Let's not forget. Let's not forget. There is a little, and I say a little, very loosely, but a wildly successful um, fan. I'm gonna call that series because I know there's gonna be more, right? Like there's gonna be episodes, and in which you have participated. So we got to talk to Joe. He was super kind enough to give us that little preview of episode 2 that only made it worse, to be honest with you, because now I'm like, hey man, you got any more of those previews? Like I'm like an
Yeah.
addict now, like I need some more. So it's, first of all, it's an awesome idea, right, that you have, like you said, the mentality of trying to shine a light on some of these people that have done this for decades, right? And they came up with so many aspects of the stuff that we love, right? And like you said, a whole lot of people don't even know it, right? Like
Yeah,
they don't even know the name, let alone sometimes the face, right? Of who made all this stuff, or who helped, or who created their favorite sound in the entire movie, all of that stuff. But I love that you guys are actually decided to take the step into creating original content. And to be honest with you, you guys have been making an impression, right, on the community and on new fans, right? So who knows, man, like you might in 10 years you might get interviewed as like, hey man, how was it doing work for this show, right, or for this series, right?
that'd be
um
crazy.
yeah, but hey, like that's, I'm telling you, dude, it's, you guys did a really good job. Episode 1 absolutely kills. I have no doubt in my mind that episode 2 is going to be that much better, and then going forward, right? So shout out to you, shout out to Joe for sure, right? I mean, the man is crazy for taking on this endeavor, but I love that he decided to do it.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, like all credit goes to Joe and Ben the animator. That's this has been their baby, and Joe's been showing me this for about 2 years now, and it's been crazy just to see how much it's grown since when he was
Yeah.
first setting me just little drawings that were just ideas, just to see it become what it is now. Uh, it's an honor just to be a part of it. It's
I say
truly
you're
special.
really starting to get the behind the scenes part because I mean most of the time it starts off as an idea, a drawing on a napkin, and then from there they produce something. So you've been like ground level working with that. So that's perfect for you, man, to see how
Yeah,
from start to or not finish because you still got some way to go there. And also, if you need sound effects of a guy coughing in the background, right here.
Hey, pull us up. But I do want to shout out here, dude, Obi Peak and Obi
Obi.
Relics with
damn.
the amazing super. Oops, I cut myself off. Thank you so much for that, man. I really, really appreciate you, man.
Wait a minute. How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Apparently not.
Dude, seriously, thank you. Really, truly appreciate you, OVP. Thank you for that. Yeah, guys. So, thank you. We always appreciate, anything that you guys send our way. You don't have to, but it is very much appreciated, and it goes directly into our hydration fund. So,
Yeah, might as well.
cheers to that. But appreciate you. Thank you, OVP. Seriously, thank you so much. Let me see here. Let me catch up here with the chat. We got ASM in the house. What is going on? Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Dad Vader saying hi, ASM. They go to cosplay. Exactly. True, says Janine, talking about, I believe, the sound effects people, when she posted that. Gotta go. Have a great stream and watch later. May the force be with you. Appreciate you, Juan. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night. Good night, says Janine. Jar Jar saying, he's like, yo, appreciate that. For sure, man. Come on. You know we love you around here. Just a little gift for Jonah Kano for his trip to Japan. Dude, seriously, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I am gonna buy a bunch of candy with that over there. Dad Vader says, yo, man, feel the love. Absolutely. What's up, people? Says Chris from the Man Collects. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Ultra saying, what's up to Chris? Hey, everyone, says Archer, the president of Nerd Affiliated. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us. OVP says hello there, Chris and Nerd Affiliated, and Chris saying, hey, OVP, hope all is well, good sir. Appreciate y'all. And so you were introduced at a pretty young age. You got the love for it. Was there ever a point when you were like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a little break. I think I'm gonna put this on pause.
Yeah, definitely out probably from like 2009 through Force Awakens, and then after Rise, probably around until like 2022.
Okay,
Like whenever stuff would come out, I'd still watch it, but I just wasn't like invested.
sure.
And then Joe and I got in touch. I came across his videos one day. I had a different channel. I used to upload gaming videos. That's how I started making YouTube videos and stuff.
Nice.
And I just came across Joe's channel one day, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make a channel. Like it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I love this stuff. I want to talk about it. And I emailed Joe and asked him like, hey, would you possibly want to like start a podcast now, or even just talk in general? And it's yeah, that's where it started, and it hasn't ever left.
Yeah, dude, and here we are. One YouTube plaque later. Which again, that's just nuts to me. And I tell this to people, whenever they ask, about YouTube and stuff. I was like, dude, in my mind, Star Wars content creators, right, or even just like more in like the geek space content creators, I feel that our numbers would amount to like, or would be equal to 10 times another niche, right? Just
Yeah.
because there's a lot out there, right? There's a lot of us. Obviously we're all trying to carve a little bit of space, trying to promote the community and things like that. But it's hard. It's hard when a lot of people are doing not exactly what you're doing, right?
Yep.
None of us do exactly what the other one does, but you in the overall categories, right? Like you get put into the same sort of box, right, as many people. And so whenever I see somebody like yourself, right, you got what, 200K on YouTube. To me, that's the same as if somebody would tell me, yeah, I have 2 million on YouTube. Like that's kind of how I uh equated or calibrated, right, in my mind, because I know like how hard it is, right, to get those subscribers in our particular sort of niche or space, right? So it's, to me, it's super impressive.
I say I really appreciated that. And thank you. It's like I definitely get where you're coming from. To me, like I look at my channel and I look at, for example, a good friend of mine, Star Wars Gazer. I look at his channel. I'm like, we're the same. I don't see it as any different. I don't know. It to me it's just numbers on a board. Like it doesn't. It's I don't know. I just it's been incredible to where it's come, but it's
Right.
I don't know. Nothing feels any different. Like this plaque. To me, it feels it's somebody else's plaque. Like that isn't my plaque. That doesn't say Cantina Talk on it. That's like they sent it to the wrong person. That's not me. I don't
Right.
like it's been a dream of mine to have since I was 10 years old. I used to make like Minecraft videos. I would take like a cup like this,
Yeah.
and I put my phone, and I would duct tape my phone and record my screen that way.
Nice.
Like that's to me, I'm still that little kid that used to do that. So like
I still do that. I do bootleg gaming streaming all the time.
that's what I'm saying. That's the best kind of it too, because
Oh
it
yeah.
feels so real,
Yep.
like so relatable.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. But again, I I forget what they call it. It's something like imposter syndrome or something like that, right? Like when you feel you haven't really earned it. But I think we can all agree that you have, So again, just not to dive, too much into it, but again, to me, it's super super impressive. Um,
Thank you. I really
but
appreciate it.
so okay, so um, did you watch Clone Wars in theaters when it came out?
No, I didn't even know it came out in theaters. To be honest with you,
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it was Disney XD. One of the Disney channels was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's just where I started watching it. The first episode I ever saw was no, maybe it was the Clone Wars movie because Anakin and Ahsoka were storming Jabba's palace to get Stinky the Hut.
Yeah.
And I just remember that like pivotal scene. I just remember seeing that and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that's and then that's where it started.
Nice. That's awesome, man. And then so the next staple was I guess the sequel trilogy, right? Force Awakens, everybody comes back in theaters for a new trilogy, all of that good stuff. But so when you I guess when you decided to go ahead and like full steam ahead content creation, what was, you said 2022 around there?
Yeah. So around when Mandal season 3 came out is when like I first found Joe's channel, and then that came out and we were talking, and then Ahsoka came out and I was making videos. Then I really started like a month before Ahsoka came out, maybe a month and a half.
Gotcha.
And around October of that year, I found myself just really bored. I didn't know what to do, and I took a break. Joe and I would still do our weekly podcast, but that was
Yeah.
really about it. And then in April, I was just tired of. I was tired of not seeing the content that I wanted to see. Like
Sure.
like I was tired of just scrolling and not finding anything that excited me. And I got the drive to come back. And
Nice.
honestly, I probably I no not probably I do I owe it all to Tony Star Wars Sith and
Mm-hmm.
Joe because I asked Tony like, hey, should I start doing shorts? And he was like, why not? And then I asked him too like. I'm thinking about creating another channel to do Marvel stuff because I didn't want to mix Marvel and Star Wars. I didn't think it would ever work. I mean, it's an insane concept to even think about. And he said, "Dude, what do you mean? Just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out? Okay, go back to what works." And I asked Joe, and he said, "If you want to create a second channel, do it, but you could also upload it to your main." And I did do a second channel, and I was just like, "This is dumb. I'm throwing out my main channel." And I never stopped.
There you go.
Seriously, owe it all to Tony and Joe for pushing me out of my comfort zone because I never would
Yep.
have done it on my own.
Yeah.
Tony's
Shout
a
out.
dangerous guy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say shout out to Tony, man. That sounds exactly like him, and we all know him and love him. Um, the man is a machine. I think we all know that.
He
He
doesn't
definitely
sleep.
doesn't sleep. Yeah, exactly. We all know he's secretly dark plagueist, right? Because he don't sleep.
Mhm. I was
Um,
on one of his streams and he broke down like his video, like the content that he's
oh,
planning for Japan. And I'm like, bro, you just named off like 50 different things. When, where, how? Teach me. Jeez.
yep. That's what I was gonna say. And first of all, I'm sure he already has like the thumbnails for it. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
already done.
100%.
He already has lives like schedule. He already has like probably like a rough cut in his head. He just needs to fill in with like actual footage. Yeah, that's just the way that man works. But that's awesome, man. I mean, that's I've said it many times, and I will continue to say it. That's the best part of the community, right? When you find your people and they support you and they give you feedback, right? And sometimes a little push, like you said, right? Like sometimes that's what we need, right? To be pushed out of what we feel it's quote unquote safe, right, or comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you turn out to find your actual voice, right? So it's awesome.
Truly was the best thing that ever could have happened. Yeah, I was very like just unhappy with a lot of things in life, and then once I started just I didn't even do it thinking it could ever turn into anything. I was just like, I'm like, I have all this stuff. I want to try and do it, and I had fun making it. I still love making stuff now, but I was just like, I don't want that fun, that like spark or that feeling to ever go away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy what the world can do for people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. It's absolutely. So that's why, that's also part of why I call it the bunker, because it's a little bit of a shelter,
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. Again, I'm super glad that that's how things have been turning out for you. Because once again, right, coming up from a standpoint of a fan and just a member of the community, right, it's always good to have more creators that care, right, about
Yeah,
this stuff. um so that's freaking awesome. But you did bring up a good point, and we're going to use it as a little bit of a segue. So yes, we are primarily here a Star Wars channel, but guess what? We're also big nerds. So we actually do like Marvel quite a bit. Um, there you go. Yes, sir. Oh, sweet. Look at those cliff notes right there. I love it.
oh yeah, no,
Getting ready.
I got plenty, and like Daredevil stuff. I got in Secret Wars, you name it.
Nice, nice.
I
Yeah.
hopped on your stream the other day and y'all were talking about the Daredevil, and I had to get out because I'm gonna binge watch it. So I
Yeah.
was like, no spoiler, no spoiler.
Dude, like honest, like no joke. Today I saw your short that you posted earlier today, Kadin, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I gotta jump in.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it to end. Like I don't want the end, not the ending, but the I guess like season finale to like be
yeah.
spoiled. I was like, I'm just gonna. So literally, my plan is like after we wrap here, at least watch the first episode. Like I was like, I gotta start. It's gotta happen.
You're gonna be in for a wild ride.
Yeah.
I if like uh, if I had the opportunity to, I would prefer to binge it all at once as well.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't watch Andor when it first came out. I waited probably until a couple, maybe a year afterwards, and I just binged it, and it was so much better than waiting every single week.
Yes. I
That's what I've
just
been preaching for a long
yeah.
time. Like, if you watch it week by week, go back and binge it, it's gonna be way better.
I just did that literally, like I finished it like 2 weeks ago. This the season, again. Now maybe like a week ago. Anyway, yes, such a better rewatch. Like it's kind of funny how better it was.
Yeah, and
um,
for me anyway, it's the same thing with Solo. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it in 2020, and to me, Solo is my top three Star Wars movies. Like
Really?
I
Wow.
really
Okay.
love Solo.
Nice. Yeah. And again, right? It's one of those things that I've been meaning to go back. Sit down, rewatch it again. It's been probably about a year and a half since the last time I saw it. Maybe no, maybe more than that. Now that I think about it, maybe we're going on 2 years actually since the last time that I actually sat down and watched it. So yeah, it's about time. It's about time. But so so you like Marvel? We like
Sure.
Marvel, and so I don't know if you guys here in the chat
I heard
heard,
some
but
chatter. I don't know.
yeah, something about musical chairs. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
very confusing. I
There was a
couldn't keep
tiny
up with it.
chair. I don't know.
Exactly.
Something about a 6 hour like a every 12-minute type of deal.
Yeah, right. I mean,
It turned into
kudos
a
to the
50-second reel.
Yeah,
yeah,
never getting that time back.
yeah. No, that's what I'm gonna say. Kudos to the people who hung out. Because dang, that was quite a bit.
Countdown was on it for a long time. I jumped
Yeah.
in halfway through. So yeah, hats off to everybody that stayed around.
I was there from the second my phone got the notification to when it ended. I was just like, I'm glad I was here for it, but screw you guys for doing that. Like, screw you guys for doing it. Didn't you upload it on YouTube like it's
Yeah.
nothing? Like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Marvel-
very
Marvel
Yeah, I
much.
saw the Instagram 50-second reel where it's just like real quick, and I was like, we could have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. Um, so what we're talking about, and guys, this before we dive into it, if anybody doesn't want, for I guess technically Avengers Doomsday spoilers, right? I would, pause this, catch up with it later.
Earmuffs, something.
Earmuffs, if you know how to read lips, then just look away. So I'm just giving you a heads up, right? Because we're gonna dive not into the story. We're gonna dive into the announcement that it was done today. Honestly, all over the internet. So if you haven't seen it, odds are that's because you don't want to see it, right? So I'm just letting you guys know. Um, before we kind of talk about it. So you have been warned. So keep that in mind. This is your last warning. Um, okay, so here we go. What the heck, man? Like that was like the longest
Nuts.
thing ever. Um, it again, and we talked about this a little bit before, right? Before coming into the stream, but um, plenty of names, super awesome. So
Yeah.
many of them are coming back, right? Like again, I actually grew up with those early 2000, X-Men movies,
X-Men.
right?
Yep.
um like with like Rebecca, I mean Stamos, like James Marsden, like all of that. um so I was ecstatic, right? I thought I had hit like peak 2000s Fox movie, how do you call it, nostalgia with
Nostalgia.
with Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And don't get me wrong,
Same. Yeah.
that they did right, like they did right by those characters in my book. Like, and I talked about it when I saw the movie, or afterwards, right? That it hit me way more than I was expecting, right? We had heard a little bit of rumors and stuff, but dude, it wasn't until I saw it on screen, and I'm like, dude, this is my childhood right here, like literally. um
Deadpool and Wolverine was the first Marvel movie that I've seen 7 times in a theater. Like I went
nice,
back every
Oh,
single day.
yes.
Like I was like,
nice.
I don't know, like for me, for example, the first Marvel movie I ever saw, my dad showed me the director's cut to the 2003 Daredevil, Ben Affleck. So like
Yes.
that's where my love for DD started, and it
Yes.
has never stopped. And when I saw Elektra, I started freaking out. And then when Blade came out, I grabbed my wife's hand and I was freaking out. And then when I saw
Hmm.
Channing Tatum, I've lost my,
Yeah.
I've
Oh yeah.
lost it.
Same way.
Same.
Like that,
Same.
like, yeah, just, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills and
I mean,
goosebumps
just
right now.
dude, look,
Exactly.
yeah, look, I'm getting
It's like-
goosebumps talking
Exactly.
about
I
it,
feel
bro.
like I feel it starting.
Yeah, dude.
That
And
feeling was so great.
yeah, and I know people were saying like, yeah, this is the movie. It's gonna bring Deadpool into the MCU and all, and that's all fine and dandy. But I was like, not really. Like, to me, that was the movie that kind of sent off. Like, it was like the end of an era, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was a goodbye.
yeah, exactly. It was a wrap up. It was the sunset of the Fox, which doesn't exist anymore. Um,
It's in the void for a reason.
exactly, right. But again, people forget, that's all we had. There was no MCU, right? For a while, for like 10 years, by the time that Blade came out the first time, right?
Yeah,
So,
Wesley Snipes.
yeah, exactly, right. And I was there, man. Like, I saw Blade in theaters, the first one. Yes, I'm dating myself. To be fair, I don't think I was supposed to be allowed to watch the movie. Like, I wasn't that old back then. At that
What
point,
was the
so
rating on it?
yeah,
Is it
It's
R?
R, I think. Yeah, it's
yeah, I'm
definitely
pretty
R.
sure it's yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure it's
weren't
R.
supposed to be in there.
No, so but hey, it was the
Bravo to
90s.
our parents. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna
Go
say
mom and dad.
shout out, slash, borderline reckless maybe, but still super fun. And so, I like I said, I grew up with those. When X-Men was gonna come out in 2000, dude, I was freaking out. I was like, how can they do all of these guys, live action? Like, I just don't get it. And again, say whatever you want about that movie, but dude, it was an eye opener for many of us. They're like, dude,
Oh
this
yeah.
stuff can work, like this
I
this
was a
stuff.
purist on the I better see the yellow and blue.
Yeah,
And
me too.
then like going into it after the movie, I was like, all right,
I'm
let's
good.
get some more
Yeah,
of this. I'm good.
exactly.
I was gonna say, like, from like growing up with those movies, the first time like I got introduced to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
And like, and I still remember when Spider-Man 3 was coming out,
Mm.
Burger King and McDonald's had all the promotional material. I remember like that, and like going back and rewatching it, it's just like that was such a special time,
Yeah.
and it
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be even special before it is, like, seeing Blade, seeing the original X-Men in theaters. That has to be incredible, like an incredible experience to have had.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, back then, again, it's just one of those things that people take for granted now, but you could only dream of anything like a crossover, a shared, universe. Dude, the best you could hope was like a hint of a character, not even a name drop, because they couldn't use the names, a lot of the times. um like a quick dismissive, reference to another character, right?
I,
Um,
I always go to think of in Spider-Man 2 when Sam Raimi is trying to name, or sorry, when J. Jonah Jameson is trying to name Doc Ock, and he says Doctor Strange. No, it's already
yeah,
taken.
it's like that's already
Like that,
taken. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that was huge to me. Like when I
exactly,
heard that, I was like, wait, what? Like
exactly.
incredible.
And yeah, you're like, whoa. So we were talking about behind the scenes. One of my absolute favorite behind the scenes came from the first X-Men movie, where they have this, take, and I believe it's Cyclops, Storm, and Jean Grey, maybe, like
For real.
running into a room, and some dude in a Spider-Man costume comes in, and he's like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry, wrong movie."
Yeah.
Dude,
That was so classic. But that was like when like we see it now and we're like, it's funny, but like
yeah.
back then it was really
Oh my
funny
lord,
because
like
that stuff
yeah.
could not happen.
Yes, I was gonna say they and just for them to actually put it on the behind the scenes, right? Like somebody probably got in trouble back then,
100%.
because
Oh
of that.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude. But oh my lord, like I remember when I saw that, that blew my mind. I was like, imagine if he comes out. Oh no.
The fact
Um,
also too that Wolverine was supposed to be in Spider-Man. They just couldn't get the suit down to where they were filming in time. Like Hugh
yeah,
Jackman was going to be appear. So like the fact that like they made a joke about it, but then it almost came true is also like it
Yeah.
just adds to like how crazy it is.
yeah,
And
yeah. Oh
what are
yeah.
what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, so there's things that could have potentially happened back then, didn't really happen. 20 years later, it happens. But with the advancement of like technology, the costume builds, filming, like I think we missed it back then, but getting it later paid off like dividends. Like that's kind of
Yeah,
how I feel.
especially with Channing Tatum as Gambit. I mean, at least for me anyway. I've been following Channing Tatum trying to be Gambit since like when I saw
Yeah.
him in GI Joe. Like so, just to see him come on the screen wearing that comic book outfit,
Yes.
I I I mean I'm gonna admit it, I started crying. Like
Yeah.
immediately I was just like, there's
Yeah.
no way. Like there's no way that I was so happy for Channing to get that opportunity.
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah. I
you're
mean, the
giving me
man has been
goosebumps just
fighting.
hearing you talk about it, man. Like
Yeah.
that
It's
feeling is amazing.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, like I said, yeah, it was to me, it was an unexpected, like, nostalgia sucker punch. When I saw that movie, it, and I'll be honest with you, dude, Electra, like, I never would have expected that. Um, it,
I wouldn't, yeah, and even like the subtle jab at like their marriage, like even like
Yeah.
what like that was just perfect. And my dad has said since I was younger that like Jennifer Garner, Electra, is like that's his wife, like that's his future wife. And I went to go text him, like I can't spoil it for him. I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw a behind the scenes video about it," and I pulled it up, and it was my video. But like the fact that like he
nice.
said that he felt like a little kid again seeing Electra on the screen,
Yes, dude.
from hearing my
Same.
dad say that was just like, wait, what? Like that's so like such a weird thing to think about, but it's truly an incredible like thing to know.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's man, yeah. That, like I said, it was unexpected. I love the 2003 Daredevil. Again, it catches so much flack, but
Dude,
dude, I back then it just blew your mind, right? I was like, Daredevil, like he's getting a movie. Like, are you kidding me?
ev-
Um,
every month, maybe not every month, but roughly every single month, I go and I just replay the ending, like the ending monologue,
yes,
like
yes,
just to hear that song kick in, my
yeah,
fuel, like every single time. Like
dude. Oh
that's
my lord, don't even get me started on that soundtrack, dude. Because holy
incredible,
crap,
dude.
that
Speaking of
was
that, a good friend of mine, the Collector's Outpost, John, his band is on the Punisher 2004 soundtrack. Like his band has a song in it, which is a
Nice.
cool piece of like Star Wars trivia to know, I guess.
that is nuts. That is
Yeah,
nuts.
small
Which, by the
world.
way, that Punisher also movies has some good elements to it,
Yeah,
that I always enjoy. But you know, um, yeah, it was, oh man, different times for sure. But people do forget. People do forget. Of
yeah.
course, we're a bit spoiled now, right? With everything has to be connected. Everybody's has to come out on at all times. In each other's movies, in each other's stories.
We don't
Regardless
realize
if
how
it
good we
makes,
have it.
yeah, exactly. That's and unfortunately, um, it's normal, but it is a bit unfortunate. We keep asking for more, right? we're like, all right, we've seen that. What's next, right? Like, okay, we got that. It's cool. What's next, right? Like, how can
Yeah.
we one up this thing now? Um, so yeah, so coming back to today's sort of announcement, right? So again, guys, Marvel did a freaking, I don't even know how long that thing was. What, like
6.5, I think,
t-
was the stream. Like,
it-
yeah, long stream.
yeah, long stream,
Yeah.
live stream for from Marvel to basically reveal slash confirm, I would say, some of the
100%. Yeah.
actors' name, right? Some of the actors' names involved in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday movie, right? And I say some because even though there was a lot, it's not 100% all of them, right? So I do want to make that clear.
We're getting 60 plus. That
Uh,
that
yeah,
that 30-day release, that's minuscule on what we got.
Yeah.
exactly.
We're just on the tip of the iceberg right there. There's still
Yeah,
more.
yeah, absolutely. And so,
And that's not including like potential like Easter eggs that they may throw in there, like characters that have not been announced or like
Yeah.
teasing for future involvement. Like,
I mean, we got Secret Wars
Mm.
coming after this. There's
that's what I was
yes.
gonna
the
say.
possibilities are absolutely endless.
What do you
That's what
think
I was gonna
about that RDJ with when it shows him for that and he does the did you catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately I was just like, this guy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
knows exactly what he's doing. Like,
yeah,
Yep.
very much
I'm-
so.
I made a video.
There's a
about
reason
this.
he's getting paid the big bucks.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel wouldn't give Downey 100 million if they didn't know what they were doing. And I exposed this like 6-7 months ago. No one knew about this. A year ago, for 15 years of Iron Man, they released the interview, and Jon Favreau said that in 2005, Downey came in to read for Doctor Doom on the Fantastic Four movie. He didn't get the part, and Kevin Feige went like, "Oh yeah," and then a month and a half later, we got the announcement. So they have been planning this for 20 years, and before that announcement too, a year prior is when they met. Marvel is cooking. They know what they're doing. We just got to give them some time. It's
Yeah.
Oh, they're
coming.
playing chess, bro. They
Yeah,
are
like,
4
we're
or
playing
5 moves
checkers,
ahead
they're
of
playing
us.
chess.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. Um, all right, so let me catch up here with the chat before we jump into some of those actual announcements. So OVP says, just got up with the whole Daredevil show. Like the show, but I have a tough time with the actor that plays Kingpin. I can't shake him as Private Pile. Full Metal Jacket. There you go. That's deep cuts right there.
Hey
wanna
man,
see-
calm down, you old guy.
Yeah,
I want to see Fisk. Just give him the jelly donut.
dude. Right? Exactly. Just give us that. Yes. Oh my Lord. Yeah. Absolutely. Nerd says Marvel made some good money on that live stream.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
kidding.
Hell yeah.
It got like 3.2 million views just on YouTube alone. I don't even know what
Yeah.
Twitter did, but it's probably huge.
Yeah. Nick says, I think they will announce more soon. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know, like,
photos too. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
insane.
yeah, like we said, this was just like hitting the start button, right? Like this is just the beginning for sure. Be right back. No worries, OVP. Nick absolutely says that. Bader 26 more. Yep. What's up, y'all? Says Star Wars
What's up,
Gazer.
Lord?
What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, sorry I couldn't join your live stream last week. I was actually out of town, dude, when you sent me the message. Otherwise, I would have been more than happy to jump on for sure. But I appreciate the invite. I sent you a message back on Instagram, but they were watching episode 1, and so I popped into the live stream. But I wasn't here. I was actually not even in the city. So I'm like, dude, I got like crappy cell phone connection. I was like, I'm sorry, like I can't, this thing's barely working to send chat messages, let alone, like audio and video. But I appreciate the invite, Star Wars Gazer. And you gotta join us here sometime too. We got the Countdown City Geeks in the house saying, I like how they immediately released this 10-second video after playing the 5-hour one. Yep. Yeah. And hey, good hats off to you for sure. Like Mike says, for sticking around. What's up, Dad Bader? Been recording lines for Paleon tonight. Oh snap! Look at that! Look at that! Hey, like you said, if you need somebody to like cry out in agony in the background or anything like that, you hit us up. Josue saying hello. Stop to say hi, everyone. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Work has begun. Absolutely.
I will say I was so shocked by his Pelion voice. Like I never like
Oh,
Joe. I don't like. I think Joe might have done it on purpose. He never let me hear it until
that's awesome.
when it came out, and I was just like, "Wait, who is that again?" And I looked
Mm-hmm.
across. I'm like, no way, that's Morgan. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Dude,
So
it's the
spot on
same.
to like the audiobook sound of Pelion.
Yes.
Like it was
Yes.
yeah, one to
Dude,
one.
I had to stop when the credits started. I'm like, who was this again? And I'm like,
Mhm.
no way. And so, of course, Joe told us like, hey, did you notice? I was like, I did. I was like, what the heck, man? Like some hidden talents right there. Um, Cantina Talk has blown your mind with the cast announcement. Yes, so we're about to jump into that. You reminded me, says Janine. I have 2 episodes of Daredevil to watch. Yes, yes, go ahead, go watch it. Ultra says, Jackman Wolverine could have been easily made a cameo in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and if they want him to make cameo, have him in civilian clothes at a bar watching the news about Spider-Man. Yeah, it was harder back then, man, because every every studio, right, was also trying to carve their own piece of the Marvel cake back then. Um, they all
Yeah,
had different IPs that they had
Yep.
bought, right, or leased or whatever you want to call it, from Marvel. Um, yeah, and they weren't so playing nice, right, with each other. Also, everybody was trying to build a product, basically.
going even further into that too. Ray Park, Toad from X Men, Darth Maul. In 2003, he was supposed to be Danny Rand Iron Fist.
Hmm.
He was supposed to be Iron Fist. That movie never got made. We're
Yep.
trying and trying and
Yep.
trying, but it's just one of the things. Like so many things were supposed to happen and they never happened, and it was just like it was different time back then.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, we got Rex from Millennium Workshop saying, "Good evening, everyone. What's going on, man? Thanks so much for joining, dude. I saw that custom paint job you did on that knife handle, dude. That thing looks badass. I don't know if you saw it. He added some of the auberish like on it on the
Really
green,
Mhm.
sick.
dude. It looks sick. Yo, Rex says Star Wars Gazer. Sub Millennium says Mike. Ultra saying hi to Rex as well. Rex saying what up. Luis saying hi, General Kenobi. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. Action Joe Fix saying sorry getting here late. What up, everyone? You're just on time, brother. We're about to take a little bit of a deeper dive here. Star Wars Way says I'd love to join you for sure, man. We'll work out a date. Aboard the Benner. What's up, man? Good to see you,
Yo.
brother. How you doing? Star Wars. Send your message on my podcast as well. We should set up times to be on each other. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, bro. If you want, dude, don't even start, bro. I'm a bit of a blade enthusiast. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, that looks so sick.
When I first saw the Stranger helmet that he made for Tony, I was
Oh,
like, oh, dude, that's so
Oh yeah.
sick.
Hmm.
I still think that's one of his best creations, dude. And it almost happened. It was coincidence, right? But it seemed like it almost planned because he releases his design, right, and he shows the finished product, right, and then what was it, like a week later? I think Hasbro announces
Hasbro
like
drops theirs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
their Black
And
Series.
and they put it like he put it to shame instantly
Oh,
as like
dude,
the
yeah.
I felt so bad too because I didn't see the video until like after the Hasbro one came out and after I pre-ordered it and I saw his video. I'm
Mm,
like really? Damn,
hmm.
like I think I should have pulled money on that one right away.
Yeah, dude, and don't get me wrong, everything that he does is like top notch, but I feel that one he excelled one because of how little reference there
Yeah,
was for that helmet.
yeah, for sure.
The show wasn't even done, so like promo shots were not very abundant or anything like that. Like he just got it off, doing research obviously, and what I think 1 or 2 episodes at that point where
so yeah, wasn't it like a week after episode 5 came out? Like that was
yeah, I
a
think
quick turnaround.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I want to say it was maybe 1 episode where you can actually see his helmet, right? And even then obviously it was dark and all that, right? But yeah, man, that's so crazy. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's freaking awesome for sure. But yeah, Rex does amazing job. OVP says I've read both Secret War stories, so I have an idea where they're going. Yep. Going towards the second Secret Wars, not the original. Probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're taking. They're mainly going from the Jonathan Hickman one, but they're also taking from the original Secret Wars as well. This one right here as well. They're
yeah,
taking from both, but primarily they're going off the Jonathan Hickman version.
yeah, and again, it's with Marvel. As long as like the how can I say, like the big, guiding posts are there. I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with them mixing, combining, storylines, because I don't want them to just be page by page, right, or line by line,
Yep.
like adaptations. Because we already got some really work done in the comic books, right? Like,
Yep.
that's kind of. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing like a straight up shot, like frame per frame, from the comic book. I'm not saying the whole movie does that. I'm saying like it is
Certain
always
scenes, yeah.
exactly. It's
That's
always very cool when they translate it, from the page to the screen.
and that's literally what they did with this page from Daredevil 600 with Muse in the last episode of Daredevil Born Again. There's a
Oh
line
no
in
way,
there
nice.
that's and like the panel too. It's literally word for word, line from line from this panel.
There you
Like,
go.
and when I heard it, I was like, oh, no way. And they fully did it. I immediately texted Charles Soule, the writer. And I was like,
Yeah.
how happy are you? And he just sent back like
Yes,
dude, like it's insane.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But actually, I think we got a nice number of people here in the bunker. What do you think, Mike? Should we
Yeah.
go ahead and do what we discussed?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. So let me give you the spotlight here, and I think you got a bit of an announcement here.
Yeah. So here on the channel, every now and again, for those faithful few that show up, we like to do some giveaways. So today we're gonna do a giveaway of the holographic what is it called? The holocom of Ahsoka. We're just gonna give this away to one
That's
lucky
right.
fan. See if I
Yeah.
get this a little closer for you. I'm gonna get some of that lens glare, but these are pretty cool. They illuminate from the bottom, and I can't translate it, but she's worth 40,000 credits. So
Ooh.
she's pretty expensive. So if you
Yeah.
would like this, we're gonna do this here right now, I guess.
Yeah. So we are gonna ask for the chat to put in hashtag Kadin in honor of our guest tonight. So once again, this is a free giveaway for a holocom Ahsoka, brand new, sealed. It also comes with Mike's fingerprint, so you get that bonus.
I'll
So
even give it
make
a little
sure.
kissy kiss.
Exactly.
Mm,
There you go.
just for
Boom.
y'all.
Now that just went up, in price now, guys. But yeah, guys. So if you want to enter into the giveaway, please go ahead and um, type in hashtag Kadin here on the chat. We're gonna let it go for a couple minutes, and then we will be drawing for a winner. If you win, though, we do ask that you please contact the Dad Bader over on Instagram. His Instagram is the Dad Bader. Make sure you add the D at the beginning, because I noticed at a couple of events people will put in Dad Vader, and I'm just gonna say it out there, man. There's a few clones, out there, but so make sure that you are typing exactly D Dad Vader. You're gonna see our good friend Mike right there on the profile pic with his awesome cosplay. And so if you win, please go ahead and message him over there, DM him. Uh, Also, while we are waiting, I do want to shout out here very quick. We actually have a new local event coming up for May the 4th. Technically, see, I, I know Big John is trying to disguise it. He's doing it for my birthday, which is May 3rd.
Yep, it's a
Okay.
birthday surprise.
Yeah,
You've,
exactly.
you've spoiled
And
it, sir.
yeah, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put this together, and then I'm gonna disguise it as if it is like a May 4th, celebration. But I was like, dude, you could have just called it, like the Jose Fest or something. But I was like, all right, that's fine. You don't want to be that obvious.
The birthday
But we
bash
do
extravaganza.
exactly. So we do have this new event here in town called Force Con. It is going to be happening over the weekend of May the 4th. So that will be May 3rd and May 4th. There's going to be a bunch of stuff. There's going to be vendors, going to be activities. There's going to be cosplay. So make sure that you are checking it out over here at Big John Customs. This is his profile right here. He's already worked. So he's one of our local creators. Katie, you might like this. So he's actually working on some of the merch that he's going to have available. So he's got some pew pews here, ready to go, Deadpool style.
That's awesome.
and he does great work. Obviously, also creating some of the helmets, some of the blasters, some of the other props. So make sure that you're checking him out. This is his logo, just in case you haven't seen it before. Big John's Geek Customs. Check him out over on Instagram or on Facebook. And if you are local here to the area, then go ahead and stop by at ForceCon 2025, May 3rd and May 4th. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing on that entry? All right, guys. So once again, if you want to participate in the giveaway, go ahead and type in hashtag Kadin here in the chat. We will let it go for another couple of minutes. Okay, so I do want to get into this before we go too long. But man, we got, like I said, in my mind, honestly, these were confirmations, a lot of them, right? Uh, because I feel like, for example, this one, right? I don't think anybody was like super shocked that Bucky's gonna be, in the movie, and that Sebastian Stan, right, would portray him, right? So I'm gonna try to go through this ones. And we'll probably talk about a couple that are a little bit more of a surprise, right, than others. So Shuri is returning, right, as Black Panther.
I think I also know
Mhm.
like what her role is going to be as well.
Ooh, interesting.
There's a couple other characters that are announced in this that are
Mhm.
they're gonna mix all together. There's
Oh yeah.
different groups going different ways.
Nice. I like that. And dude, just with the sheer amount of people they got, I mean, they can do obviously several.
Sky's the limit.
And
Yeah.
also, it's kind of weird too. Marvel pretty much spoiled Thunderbolts. I mean, the entire cast minus Taskmaster is confirmed for this movie, so at least
Yeah.
we know
I was gonna say
like
we kind of know how that
like,
goes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Paul Rudd, which correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he say very recently that not that he wasn't gonna be in it, but he deflected the question.
Yeah, speaking yeah, I made a short about that. Paul Rudd was asked, and he was like, I don't know. They know where I'm at. They can call me.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
He's always been a huge joker, so anything he says, you can't take. Did you ever see the Conan where he would show up to there and play the same clip from like some weird off movie? Anytime he was trying to promote his actual movie.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that one? The dude's
Yeah.
he's a big funny guy.
Yeah, very much so.
One of my favorite movies of Paul Rudd is Role Models. That's
Oh,
that
nice.
movie with
Yeah.
with him and Sean William Scott.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. Underappreciated in my book, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So we got, speaking of Thunderbolts, right? We got
Walker.
U.S. Agent returning, or will be participating in Avengers Doomsday. Again,
Witch list Captain America.
Yeah, exactly right. We've got Tenoch coming back as Namor.
I was a little surprised by that one.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that one.
Because of Secret Wars, and personally, I wasn't. And in Secret Wars, Black Panther and Namor team up together. Like they go on their own little path together, and we know that there's another Wakandan coming in later once we get to it. But I think those three are going to be that pair instead of just Black Panther and Namor. It's going to be Shuri, Namor, and then the third.
Right. But yeah, again, and I don't keep up, nearly as much as I would like. But I could have sworn that Tenoch was in a little bit of hot water not that long ago, right?
Yeah.
So to your point, Mike, also when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I was like, wait, does it? I was like, wasn't he? I don't want to say canceled, but I know that he was, a little bit in trouble. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Marvel has this thing where if anyone's in the hot seat, they don't talk to you, they don't do anything with you. So I was surprised that he was there, but I also I wasn't. I was like, oh, it makes sense because of the story. But I was more just like, okay, so obviously Marvel isn't they haven't found any wrongdoing if he's here anyway.
That's true.
Because like they could have put Ryan Reynolds in there, but they didn't.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. So yeah, guys. Final reminder: if you want to enter for the giveaway right now, we are giving away an Ahsoka holocom figure, brand new, right there that Mike is holding. So go ahead and type in hashtag Kadin here in the chat. We'll be drawing here shortly. We only got 7 entries, so that's pretty good odds. So again,
Very good on
if you wanna enter, guys, free giveaway. I don't know if I said that, but free giveaway.
free.
All you gotta do is type in hashtag Kadin. So please go ahead and put that in the chat. All right, this is gonna be your final reminder. Okay, let's look at a couple more here, and then we'll draw. So the thing, right? The thing which, yeah, yeah, right, exactly. So okay, this obviously tells us that Fantastic Four, right, is also going to be thrown into the mix. And if you know anything about the secret wars, they are pretty pivotal, right, to the story as well.
Especially Ben, too. Like,
yes, exactly.
Ben plays a giant part in it.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Now this one, man,
this one shocked me a little bit. I'm glad.
Right, same. I was like, dude, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But I was like, I'm kind of here for it. Like, why not?
It's a crime that we haven't got the sequel to Shang-Chi yet. Like, it's time is due.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
needed to happen.
Yeah, very much so. And again, I'm glad to see him come back for sure. Maybe I should start off by asking you, what did you think about, in a nutshell, right? What did you think about Captain America, Brave New World?
I mean, I liked it. Like, it wasn't amazing, but it was far from bad. In my opinion, honestly, I liked it more than the first Avenger. Like, I never, when I first watched it, and a couple times rewatched, like, I never really could connect to the movie. Like, it was all right. Like, it's not a bad movie, but it definitely isn't like The Winter Soldier. And neither is Brave New World, but it definitely wasn't bad. But it definitely has its issues too. It could have been so much better, and it should have been so much better.
No, I agree. I think they had the elements to do something better than what they did. But what I was gonna draw parallels here with is that's kind of what happens when you have nice when you have a too long overdue sequel. You're trying to tie events from the 2008 Hulk movie. Dude, people already forgot. Like, people,
Well, and when they make Tim Blake Nelson look like he's from the set of The Last of Us, like, they had several different variations of how he looked, and they picked the worst one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, he literally looks like he wandered off the set. Like, that's that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I agree, and
I feel bad for him.
Yeah. I love Giancarlo Esposito. Like, he's amazing, but I gotta be honest with you, it felt like he was kind of like shoehorned in a little bit, into the
there was
movie.
a contractual obligation, I think, somewhere, because it didn't feel, it was very it wasn't organic. It didn't feel like it didn't fit. I felt like the bones of the movie were strong. I just don't think it fully reached its potential. But again, like you're saying, it wasn't the worst. But yeah, it definitely left more desire there.
How do you bring in Giancarlo and sideline him? I don't know. Like, he should have been
a
way bigger character in the MCU.
Definitely.
Not sidewinder.
Dude, I agree. I totally agree. But coming back to Shang-Chi, good that he's still at least being taken into account, right? Good that we're gonna see him again. I enjoyed Shang-Chi, to be honest with you. Like, I had fun watching it.
I got happy seeing him show up in What If season 3 when he had an episode with Kate Bishop. I was happy. We got a young Iron Fist in that too. It was nice.
Very much so. Very much so. Again, going back to the Thunderbolt, kind of spoiler, really. So the Wish, Black Widow, right, coming back also.
It also, if you guys saw the leaked concept art, it ties in, like, it makes sense from the concept art that she's on this announcement.
Yeah. And then okay, so this one, right?
Yes.
Come on. When I saw that,
Marvels and he was there, I freaked out about that. That was the only part of the Marvels that I got really excited about, was when he showed up on screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That was by far the
The best
best
part of the
moment
movie.
of the yeah. Very much so. Very, very much so. But I mean, come on. Again, we're going back to gosh, what was that? 2002 with X2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2002. Yeah, because we
Oh
got
Lord.
the little TV shot of him in next one.
A little TV shot of him in
Yeah,
X1. He front and center in X2. But still, we're talking about 20 plus years, right? Since we first saw him. So again, me being, somebody that grew up with those movies, super happy to see this. Like I was super excited. Um, but okay, guys. So we are gonna go ahead and draw before it gets too late. People are still here. So we are about to draw the giveaway for this Holocom Ahsoka figure, brand new, free giveaway right there. Mike is showing it. So here we got our trusty, impartial uh, draw giveaway, tool. So let me see if we got. So we got everybody. Hashtag Kadin. This is your absolute last chance. So I'm gonna start collecting. You got 10 more seconds if you haven't put it in. Hashtag Kadin. Start collecting. Okay, we only got 8 entries, guys. We got twice as many people in here. So I'm just again type it
You
in
snooze,
into
you
the chat.
lose. You know.
But okay, so I think everybody has had enough time. So we are just gonna go ahead and draw. Ooh, I am too sober for this. Go ahead and draw, and whoever wins, that's it, right? We're not gonna do process of elimination or anything like that. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Oh, oh,
Hey,
yay!
all right. Action Joe Figs.
Congratulations,
All right, buddy.
Action Joe Fix, man. Which he actually does collect a little bit Star Wars, despite his name. So he is a great toy hunter, great friend here to the channel. So congratulations, Action Joe Fix. Please, please go ahead and get in contact with the Dad Vader over on Instagram. DM him so you can get your prize. All right. Which actually this might work out because I think isn't he local now that I think about it?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Oh, well, there you go.
just,
Even
just a
better.
drive away.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So, but please, Action Joe Figs, go ahead, DM Mike over at Vader on Instagram to make sure that you set up picking up or getting mailed. If I got it wrong, but basically, so you can claim your prize. And thank you for participating. All right, so that was good. Let me see here. Okay, let me jump a little bit into the comments because we've been ignoring you guys, but we just got so much stuff to talk
So
about, man.
much.
Um, man, I fell way behind. Um, yeah, seriously, where am I? Okay, so actually, Joe says, finally, I dropped my video on Dart Nihilus Black Series figures. There you go. Couple years late. Hey, man, I've been catching up on so many unboxings that it's kind of funny. I have stuff from coming up on a year now that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna unbox this tonight. Fast forward 200 days and it still hasn't happened.
I say you mean I have I collect the Marvel not Marvel, just the collector corpse Funko Pop boxes that have like
Mm,
two Funkos, the pin and the stickers. And I have two that I've been meaning to unbox for like 2 months now, and I just keep forgetting about it. Like it's just like, oh,
dude,
I'll do it tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, I gotta make some content like soon because again, we're gonna be traveling, so I probably won't be doing live streams at this regular time and all that stuff. So I'm like, dude, I got like 2 weeks that I kind of need to fill up with something. Of course, there's gonna be content from Japan, but I'm saying like in the meantime, while we get to celebration, right? Like I hopefully get at least a couple of videos in the queue. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't gotta tell you, it's hard, sometimes to just like hammer down and record, edit, all of that stuff. Rex saying, "Thank you guys so much, means a lot, dude. You do amazing work. Come on now." OBP Severed, both Secret War stories. Oh yeah, we saw this one. Ooh, look at this. Cantina Talk. If you want a stranger helmet, you let me know. There you
That's
go.
very gracious, man. Thank you. All right.
Isn't this war supposed to be a secret? So it shouldn't be made into a movie we shouldn't know about. I think they'll pull Spider-Man getting the black suit from the first series does bring in Venom into the MCU.
Technically,
I,
Venom never left the MCU.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a little bit turned around there with the I guess with the universes where he actually ended up like landing, right? But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see him, go up against, our Spidey.
I mean that piece of the symbiote's still in the MCU, still at that bar
Yeah.
crawling around. So
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
just a matter of
Yeah.
time.
Flex is not here, so that is mine. There you go, Rex. LOL says OVP. Kadin, thank you, thank you. If Flex is here, I'm not entering. What's going on, Chris? Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Appreciate you. Also, guys, go check out his new podcast with I am oh my lord, Vinny. Sorry,
Yep.
was blanking out. And go check them out. They just dropped their first episode. Super fun. So make sure that you are checking out their new podcast. Rex says Janine. Everybody entering the chat. Already have that one. Good luck, everyone. Oh, there you go. FYI, Holocom Darmol is 70% off a Target now, at least in Central Florida. So check your local Targets. Nice. I kind of want the Darmol actually. That was kind
I
of nice.
just checked it. Target today. It's 40% here.
40%
I
off.
put
All
that
right.
in
So
there.
it'll probably drop more, to be honest.
My Target doesn't even have Star Wars figures, dude. Like they don't even sell them. Like
Oh,
it's too small.
Yeah. His chair was funny in that long review. Yep. All right, guys, gonna get my rest. Get used to hearing my. All right, brother. Appreciate you, Ultra. Thank you so much, man. OVP says that better 70% will be coming your way soon. 40 was just last week. Nice. Hey guys, says Rob. What's going on, Zombie? Appreciate you coming in, man. Raging Mando in the house. Yo,
Ooh.
Zombie. What's up, Frankie? Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Appreciate you. Rob, Frankie, says Janine. Rob says, hey, Frankie and Janine. Frankie says, Janine, enjoying the vacation? Nice. What's it for? Ahsoka. Loving the bowcaster. Oh yeah, she did a good job.
Yep.
I am so far making bowcaster blasters. Yes, best way to spend your vacation, right? Bowcaster looks great. Nice, says OBP saying hi to Zombie. I like the odds, says Zombie. Yes, sir. I got a pretty good coat of black on. We'll mess with it tomorrow. Also finishing my 12-inch gunk. Finally. Nice. Look at you,
Nice.
Janine. You don't stop. So technically he's a micro thing. It was bad. 100%. Frankie says, talking about Captain America. Actually, Joffy says, Shang-Chi was poorly written, in my opinion. It could have been much better. I do agree that it could have been better, but I think it's better than people give it credit for. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was gonna going into it. And honestly, by today's standard, like as the MCU stands, it's actually not that bad. Like when you compare it to some of the stuff that's come off, after.
It's one of the better, if not one of the best movies we've gotten since Endgame. Like it's definitely not perfect, but definitely not horrible either. We've had some way worse movies than that.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry if turns out to be your favorite MCU movie, but that Ant-Man one, that last one, oof, that was rough, man.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was one of like my that was one of my like 2, maybe 3 times that my wife actually let me choose the movie, and she went with me, right? And she's like, no,
this is why I don't let you pick movies.
Exactly. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Zombie saying hi to Joe. Joe saying hi to Zombie.
Kang to be this giant.
Oh, yeah.
The bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like supposed to be this next level threat.
Right now. Everything's skipping. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can hear you fine. I don't know if you can hear us.
Whoop.
Oh, hello.
Maybe we got a bit of a delay there.
Yeah, we can hear him.
I think good now.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Yeah.
I say everyone's going robotic for me.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll catch up in a little bit. Frankie saying congrats. Janine doing the same. Rob doing the same. OBP same thing. 8 people and I still couldn't win, says Rob. Don't worry, brother. We know we have more. All right, thanks. I tried to message you, but it says I can't message the dad better. I'm going to Instagram. Maybe Mike can message you. I think, you're
Yeah,
you're under the
let me
same
look 'em
name,
up.
right? Action Joe Fix, I think, on Instagram, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm in San Antonio, Westover Hills. Oh, it's not even that bad. Chris saying filming videos almost every day, so I have something to post while I'm gone. Dude, don't say that. Now I feel bad. Um, non-Sonny Venom should say bring him into the 616. Yeah, yep. Could happen for sure. Thor Love and Thunder was the worst MCU movie in my opinion. I hated paying for that one. Yeah, it'll happen,
Th-
brother.
That was the first time my wife and I, when we walked out of the theater, looked at each other and like, what did we just watch?
Mhm.
Yeah,
We're not getting that hour and a half back.
no, no, dude. And especially coming off of Ragnarok, I was like, come on, man.
Dude,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I,
yeah, not great, not great.
sometimes too
D
much creative control is not a good thing. That's
oh,
that's
absolutely.
apparent with that.
Absolutely, yeah. The Galactic Cantina in the house. What's going on, man? Saying hello there. Appreciate you coming in, man. Thank you. And then we got Rob saying hi to Galactic. Okay, so let's breeze through some of these other announcements. Like I said, this one definitely put a smile on my face.
Yep.
We got,
Sentry.
Return a Century, which I'm like, return from where? Like, come on. Um, but anyway, to your point, right? It's I don't know if they could have shuffled things a little bit, different. I'm like, let us at least watch, Thunderbolts before, you confirm all this stuff.
And we have like 5 weeks until Thunderbolts comes out anyway, too. So
Yeah, yeah.
this
Like,
is
could
one
you
that they should have kept secret.
agreed? That's what I'm saying. Like, you couldn't just wait a little bit more, like make it in the second round of announcements, like something. I don't know. Danny Ramirez. So the Falcon will be back. We saw plenty of Danny actually on this last Captain America. I thought he did fine. I don't really have any
He's
complaints.
Falcon.
Yeah,
That's
I did like how they showed him like getting like a major hit and going down as like the
yeah.
rookie, like
yeah.
learning from his mistake type thing. So I did
And
like that.
if you remember when the first time that Sam, right, Sam Wilson comes
Yep.
and talks to Cap, he says, right, he's like, my wingman got taken down, right. It's like I was just up there to watch him, like fall, right. And so I kind of like that it kind of happened again, right, quote unquote, on the movie. So he was freaking out, like dang it, I got somebody else,
Mhm.
shut down.
especially after Civil War when he got Rhodey hit too.
Hit,
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I did like that sort of like parallel, right? And again, I don't know how many people like drew from that, but to me it made perfect sense. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, of course he
That's
would
where
be.
I get the self doubt because
Yeah,
Cap was the one to protect
exactly.
everybody like to the max, and he's
Yeah,
over here getting people dropped left and right. So it's like
yeah,
I should have taken the serum. Like, where does that come from? It's all the self doubt of him not dropping the ball, but not being the standard, right?
yeah,
So
Not being Steve
like
Rogers.
that,
Yeah,
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 exactly.
that like I like how it's not in your face. Like you have to really draw into his past. So to
Yeah,
me, it's like a service to the fans that are like actually paying attention to that stuff.
yeah. And to be honest with you, that was one of my favorite things from the show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, was the whole sort of mythos behind the serum, right? Like,
Yep.
there's been more people that got it, there's been, different versions of it. There's been attempts or failed attempts to replicate it, like all that stuff. Like, I always felt that the Captain America movies didn't really, cover that stuff
Yep.
that much, right. And it's a whole other, part of the characters, right, of the mythos. So I did enjoy that. But oh wait, okay. So going back to Fantastic Four, Human Torch, will be there. So yay.
I'm very interested to see how the banter's gonna work with Joseph Quinn as Johnny, just because like to me like he doesn't have the Chris Evans banter with like
Hmm.
checklist. Like I can't see that from Joseph Quinn yet.
That
So
was
I'm
some of the
very
best stuff.
interested to see how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I agree. And I missed that, man. And again, going back to what we are talking about Deadpool, right? I felt that some of that just still shone through, right?
Hmm.
When
Especially
we
that
got
post credit scene.
oh
The
my
credit
god,
scenes.
that was insane, dude. That was so perfect. Um, Again, Thunderbolt possible spoiler, but the Red Guardian, and talking about some of the super soldier serum, right? Like
Yeah.
Mythos,
Yep.
What kind did you get?
yeah,
I
dude.
did.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
Give me
what?
more of him.
Yeah,
Give me
exactly.
way more of him.
I love
Yeah.
David Harbour and everything. His Hellboy movie wasn't great, but I went solely just to see him. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's great.
Same. And Baku coming back
This is the third of that.
That's the
group
one
I
you
was
were,
talking about.
Mhm.
that you're
Yeah.
tying to it. Yep.
for sure. I actually really liked him now I'm blanking out, but the last Black Panther movie.
Wakanda Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly
I liked him in
thought
the
he was
first
gonna
one
be the new-
too. Like he was
Oh
great.
yeah.
Anytime M'Baku's on screen, he always steals whatever scene he's in.
Oh yeah.
100%. 100%. They give him like the best lines, the best settings.
Yep.
He looks.
Did you
He
say
looks
that you thought that they
insane.
were going to give him the Black Panther?
Yeah, I kind of thought
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
he was gonna,
I
he's gonna
thought
take
so
up the
too.
reins.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Like I said, he just has like the best lines also. There's something else, but if you guys are interested and fans of
James Gunn.
Scooby Doo, spoilers, you're getting something. So, um, yeah, which is, dude, yeah, I remember this movie. This movie was whack.
Yeah. I
Um,
never knew when growing up that James Gunn wrote that movie. Like that.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, very much so.
Like,
Very,
they're
very
showing
much
up in Doomsday. What?
yeah,
Yeah.
I told you it was everybody, like everybody, you know,
Everyone.
related
They
or
get
not.
Scrappy in there too.
Dude, do you remember that second one? That second movie, dude, that freaked me out so much. Like the first time I saw it.
I've never I was so scared of getting peed on by a dog after that. Like I was so terrified of it.
Yeah, very much so. Ghost, you know, again, Thunderbolt related.
Yep.
Which and again, it's one of those characters that we haven't seen in a minute, right?
Yeah.
We were just about to see her finally come back and all that, and then it seems that she's gonna probably make it through the movie, because you know,
Yeah.
it's announced here.
This
Loki.
one, yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
love stories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So again, one of those that to me in my head, I'm like, yes, that makes perfect sense. To bring him back, right? But the character, right, didn't seem like he was gonna come back, right? When last we saw him.
You could say he's a little tied up.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Very much so.
I honestly think Doom, his entire thing, he's trying to get the Loki.
Mhm.
Loki's holding everything together
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
Like Loki's the end game.
Yeah, I agree with that. This one, I mean, again, this just makes me happy.
We need to
Keeping
go
that
all
theme.
in. Like we need to get him in as many movies as possible. He's getting older, so like just give me more Star Trek, give me more X-Men, just give me more. Lots more.
Hearing that theme and then seeing the period away, I was like, oh, my God,
Mhm.
they're doing it. Like,
Mhm.
especially
Very
after seeing
much.
him in Multiverse of Madness when they first did it too. I was just
Yes.
like, all right, that, like, and then what comes after?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, right? So thank
Yes.
you, because holy smokes, man! I was like, we cannot not have them together. You know, like it's borderline a crime. Like please, you know, make it happen. Now I don't know nothing, so I don't know if they'll actually be together, you know, in a scene
I
or
hope.
something like that. But yeah, but I was gonna say, but if they don't, I'm a riot. Even if it's just me here, you know, in the room, but I'm a riot because that's not, you know, that's just a missed opportunity. Something we thought
yeah.
it's just something that we thought we were just not gonna see, right? And we haven't seen for the past gosh, what is that? When was X3? Or
X3
sorry,
was the
Days of
Days of
Future Past.
Yeah.
That's what, 2014, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and Ian McKellen's 85.
Yeah.
and yeah, Stewart's 84. Like they don't. Unfortunately,
Time
glad-
comes
I'm-
for us
yeah.
all. Yeah.
yeah.
Very, very much so. So yeah, I was super happy about this one.
I'll be
Again,
good with like a mini series of them doing like the Odd Couple, but like as Magneto and Professor X. Like just give
Oh,
me
dude.
that, like one season of that, and I'll be happy forever.
dude, some of my favorite stuff from those X-Men movies was their little, you know, relationship,
Yeah.
like their little
Mhm.
like banter back and forth. literally the movie starts off, with them, right? That first movie, I always enjoy when he was in jail, right?
Yeah.
And Xavier would just pop in just to play chess with him, and I was like, dude, I love this. I'm like, oh
I
yeah,
love those like last minute chess match scenes.
yes,
Those,
Yep.
yeah.
yeah,
Every
yeah,
time he
absolutely,
said Charles, I was just like,
yes,
oh yes.
Old
yeah,
friend. Like whenever I'd hear that too, it
yeah,
was just, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, I totally love that. This one, I mean,
God,
come
yeah.
on, this
I
one is
so excited.
yeah. Say what you want, but that intro to X2, Chef's Kiss.
Perfect.
That's still
Yep.
some of the best that anybody has ever done, right?
That's one of my favorite characters, and I feel like he's been benched for so long, and like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
dude, he's just a phenomenal character. Like, we need more of him.
I'm so glad that they gave Kurt Wagner his flowers in X-Men 97. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we need to get that Nightcrawler in the MCU. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
type of
that
action.
Yes.
version. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. For sure. Mystique, but actual Rebecca Ramin, which I know we kind of saw for a little bit, right? But not really, right? So she hasn't really been back um, for a while, right? For a good while now that I think about it.
Just going blue.
Yeah, yeah,
After all
yeah.
this time.
Yeah. So again, this is the Mystique that I grew up with, so I'm super super excited about this
Yep.
one. But
I
this one,
I freaked
Oh
out when I
yeah.
saw this
yes,
one.
I was
When
gonna
I
say
saw James,
this.
I freaked out.
This is the one that kind of got to me. Like I said, it's that nostalgia sucker punch, right? I was not expecting it. Um, it makes perfect sense. I loved him, as Cyclops. Cyclops was always one of my favorite characters. Um, I know everybody gravitates to Wolverine, but to me, Cyclops was like I don't know, was like the unsung hero almost, right? Like even though
Hmm.
he was like the leader, quote unquote, he didn't get enough like props.
Exactly. He never
Um,
felt like that. Like
exactly, yeah,
like X-Men 97 did it perfectly. Like I need to hear James say to me my X-Men. Like
yes,
Yes.
I need to
Yes.
see the real leader. Like Scott Summers and Captain America are very similar when it comes to them leading. Like we need to see that from Scott.
That
yeah.
intro for 97 was wild.
I need to see Scott sliding with his optic blasts in live action. Like that
Oh,
was
yes.
so cool. That was such like a unique way of using it too.
Absolutely, dude. But yeah, so this one I'm super happy. I just saw him in Sonic 3, and I kept thinking about him like, dude, you can still do it. Like, come on, you
He looks young enough still.
He's a
yeah, he
versatile
really does.
actor to me. Like
Complete-
Yeah.
he's a total banger, dude. I'm glad they brought him back.
Yeah, same here, dude. I was so happy about this one. This is probably one of my top two, honestly, like announcements of today. And that's because we got some bangers.
Please put him in the yellow spandex. Just
yes,
put him in the yellow
please, right?
spandex. I want to just see him in it after that.
Yeah.
After that little
Oh,
jab.
absolutely. I'm all for that. And then this
My
one,
man.
right?
This one. Yep.
This one
Yeah.
I think was probably the one, that takes the cake, right? I would say, or if not, pretty close to it.
After
lost it.
Deadpool, I'm like all chips in. We
Oh,
need
it's gotta happen.
something more. We need more of him. So yeah, I was super stoked for this one.
Yeah.
I actually called this one a couple days ago. Channing posted a picture of him like when he was filming Deadpool Wolverine, like how he was then, and a picture now of how skinny he is.
Mm.
Dude looks like Gambit. His face is so skinny. He's so skinny. I told my wife, I was like, oh, he's getting ready to play Gambit.
Nice.
And then when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, like this, like he's doing it.
Hell yeah.
He's getting there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And again, I'm so glad he finally got his shot, right? Like,
I am too.
Oh yeah.
the dude's been working on this for what, more than a decade at this point.
Yeah, since 2006, he's been trying to play
Yeah.
Gambit. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Very much so. Pedro Pascal again, kind of in the package, right? With Fantastic
Yep.
Four. I like Pedro. He's funny. I like him. Did you see that thing where they were questioning if he was actually going to stretch in the movie?
Yeah, everything stretches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And then so we got this, right? We got this at the end, and I'll show the clip actually. Maybe that's easier.
So he looks so healthy too. Like
Yeah.
he looks good. Like, he
Yeah,
looks
he
like,
looks good.
Yeah.
He really does. So this is the clip, right, that they dropped
It
after
only
that.
took 6 hours to film
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
and
Only took a freaking 6 hour live stream to get it. Um, so yeah, obviously going through all of the names. Um, my understanding is that they went over budget just because of the chairs. You know how many chairs they had to get for this movie already.
Well,
So
and already Jay's comment, he's already like telling you like you're not like you're not seeing all of it.
oh,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that still makes me happy.
can you imagine trying to get them all on stage for like a panel?
Oh,
Like
dude.
they're gonna have to do like tiered like tiered seats.
Yeah,
but
well,
they're gonna have to
that
do like bleachers.
Yeah,
yes,
bleachers.
pretty
Yeah,
much. And how do you even moderate that, right? Like, oh my
You
lord, like
don't.
that's yeah. I was gonna say you just kind of
yeah.
let
Just
them loose for
all
two
right,
hours.
go.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I love seeing Patrick Stewart and Ian
I
McKellen
know.
next to each other. It's so perfect.
I wonder if, like how many of them are going to be geeking out, like sharing stage with some of the OGs. Like
Yeah, right, right.
like I would if I was super famous and Patrick was next to me, I'd just melt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh yeah.
excited for the press runs just to see like the banter between everyone.
Oh God.
So yeah,
Love that. Love it.
I will say I'm not a huge fan of the new logo. I like the
Mhm.
previous one we had way much better.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looked way better.
I agree. I agree on that one. So yeah, guys, we got quite a bit of the announcements, for Marvel today. I did see Daniel post this one. Don't worry, guys, that's the second round of announcements. Everybody in Eternals is coming back. We got quite the bit of the X-Men alumni, right?
Give me
We'll
that
call it the
suit,
Fox.
Cyclops.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Techn-
definitely.
I mean, technically, I guess Gambit, you know, never really existed in the Fox universe, but we'll give it a pass because that's when he was working on it, right? Like back then. Um,
I saw some interesting people like saying how did they talk about that? Like the TVA plucked them out and put them in that timeline.
mhm.
I heard a couple of people say that. I'd be like, oh, that's one way to easily like button up that. Just
Yeah,
I
TVA
also
drop
feel
them
like
off.
Charles could also give him his memory back. Like
Mhm.
Charles can make him remember, like he did with Logan. Like
Yeah.
I could
Oh,
totally
yeah,
see
yeah.
that.
that would be pretty interesting actually if they sort of patch it up that way, right? Let me see here. So, actually, Joe Fix and Quantumania equals yuck. I'm not gonna fight you on that one, brother. That's for sure. Galactic Cantina says managed to get Rosario Dawson auto photo for 184 when she comes to Sweden. Oh no way!
That's a
Good
steal.
job,
Very
man.
nice.
That is freaking cheap. I think that's what she charges for one of those things, right around here. So good job, man. That's awesome. Actually, if he's Dr. Erskine saw something, Kurt Hart and Steve Rogers. That's why he picked him to get the serum. Yes. Yo, Legacy of Nerd, your ears must have been ringing.
Mhm.
Congrats, Galactic. Absolutely. I come back and it's me. Yeah, man. We show some love here. The video I watched about Doomsday Real thought it was going to be Avengers versus X-Men. I just don't see that. Makes no sense. I just don't see that. Makes no sense for Secret War story. And again, keep in mind we're not done with the announcements, right? So these are not all the characters.
And I honestly, I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get an Avengers versus X-Men after Secret
Yeah.
Wars. I don't know, I just it feels like it's too late for that now. Like there's no build up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It would be like just for shock value, right? At this
Yeah.
point, I would watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, 100%.
I'll still
I'll eat
watch
that up
it,
all day, dude.
but yeah, but I agree. At this point, there's no. It would be very rushed if it happens, in the next like 2-3 years, right? They would need a big build up for it. Imagine Ray Park back as Toad, dude. So okay, one of the few spoilers that I did see for Deadpool was some of the background characters, right? That are in the void, and you could see clearly that it looked like Toad. And I had half a hope, right, that Ray Park was going to return. Um, it didn't work out, right? It didn't happen.
I thought it was gonna be Ray too. When I saw it in the theaters and it wasn't Ray, I was kind of just like, what? Really? You didn't bring
Yeah,
him back?
Yeah.
yeah, agreed. If you've been following Ray the last maybe 2 years by now, he's been a little bit, a little bit erratic sometimes with his post, and I think he's how do you call it? He's dealing with some stuff sometimes, and he portrays too much of that like on social media. So I've already seen him kind of go away and come back a couple of times, and stuff like that. So I don't know that that played a part. Maybe I'm not sure. Like I said, as far as I know, he's not like in trouble. It's just like I said, just stuff that I've seen him do on social media. Daniel Legacy Nerd says, I got word last night that what was going to happen. Didn't know if it's going to be a 5 hour announcement though. Yeah, dude, for sure. I don't know how I missed this announcement today. Oh, there you go, man. So we're breaking it here. They did Cyclops dirty in X3.
All
They
because of
did.
a scheduling conflict
Yes, I
too.
was gonna
Like
say,
really,
but wasn't he filming Superman? I think,
yeah, that's exactly why Superman
right?
Returns. He,
Yeah,
yeah,
Superman Returns. So yeah, I agree. Archer, like I said, he was one of my favorite characters in the movies too. So I felt very cheated. I felt very cheated when I saw Superman Returns. To be honest.
that
Yeah.
movie ruined Superman for me. I didn't see Man of Steel because of that movie.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed Man of Steel. Of course, it's got its own, laundry list. If you want to look at it that way. But I enjoyed it. But yes, Superman Returns was a movie out of time in my book. It was a movie that should not have been made after we were watching Superman in Justice League cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it just didn't work. I don't know how else to say it, but we couldn't, or I couldn't personally, and from what I heard from people, we just couldn't marry the two, right? Like this is the same character, like it's not.
yeah. And my grandpa, speaking of my grandpa, he showed me the first, like I was first introduced to Superman from the 1940s cartoon, and then
Mm,
the animated Justice League. That's my Superman. Having what we got was
no,
not it.
no, I agree. And to be clear, I'm not saying that Man of Steel is right, but it came a lot closer.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
he
than
was definitely
than
more of what it should have been.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. No Hulk though. What the? Like I said, we're not done with announcements. This is kind of just to get the buzz going, right? Um, yeah,
Well, at this point, it could be multiple Hulks that they could throw in there, right?
Give me Eric Bana. Give me Norton.
Yeah.
dude, right?
Give me Lou Ferrigno. Throw him in there.
Oh my
Oh,
lord, give me Luke Ferrigno, man.
Have him be Maestro Hulk.
I'm,
right.
dude. Yeah, exactly, right?
oh, dude, that'd be bad.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna blame you for my broken heart. Um, but yeah, I mean, the possibilities at this point. I mean, why not just go for it, right? Honestly, but that's no loss now because Hulk isn't the Hulk anymore.
Last time he was Hulk was in Ragnarok. That
Well,
was
yeah, 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 exactly. Action just says Superman Returns could not replace Christopher Reeve's Superman. Did not work at all. Yeah, like I said, to me it was an attempt, like you just mentioned, right, to recapture the Christopher Reeve era or movies, right? But it also it exists after Justice League animated, which was wildly popular. A lot of kids were watching it, myself included, and we didn't really know Christopher Reeve, right? Like the younger generations. So the older generations that did know him didn't really, care for the movie, and the younger generations that did not know it and knew the Superman that would, whoop some butt on Justice League, and we were like, what is this, right? So that's what I meant. Like it was a movie that was a little bit too much in love with itself, and it couldn't find its own identity, and that's kind of how I see it. Like if that movie would have been made like maybe 10 years prior, I think it would have been a whole
I was
other,
about to say 15 years out
yeah,
of time.
it would have been a whole other story, right, that we were telling. um but unfortunately, to come out when it did, I mean, that's why they kind of benched it for a while, right, too. It was another, what, 10 years till we saw like Man of Steel.
yeah, roughly. Yeah.
About right, yeah. um Okay, dude. So we kept you quite a bit here, but we had
Oh,
a lot to talk about. Guys, go and check out Kadin Cantina Talk here on YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed. This man, does amazing, amazing work. Especially if you are enjoying the the recent, Daredevil and the show, and of course, if you like Star Wars, then you're definitely gonna want to be subscribed here. Also, make sure you check him out over on Instagram, and I'll be dropping the links here below in the description, so you do so. But you want to tell us where people can find you, what you got going on, when is your live stream, all of that good stuff?
Yeah, so I'm at Cantina Talk SW on everything. And next week, Nick, Mr. Comic Theory, and I we will be going live again with Carter Comics for our watch party and live reaction for Daredevil Born Again episode 7, which should be a gala episode. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I'm excited to get into more Daredevil. I'm excited for season 2. Season 2 is filming right now, and that's it's gonna be insane. If you read the comics, yeah, we're in for a treat. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, cannot wait. And also, guys, remember that Kadin is also work. Whoops, take two. All right, there we go. Also, involved in our good friends Joe Jar Jar Jargon's work. So, very much excited to see what comes out uh, um, for the second episode, which, we got just a little bit of a taste right last time when he joined us here in the bunker, and it was awesome. So kudos to that. It's looking amazing. It's sounding amazing too.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I get an email from the Patreon just with a little update or a little picture, I'm like, oh, I need it. I need it. Every single time I send it to Joe, I'm like, dude, it's getting better and better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Also, I know Joe is a little bit under the weather, so we wish him, prompt recovery. Try to make the best out of the downtime, and don't go stir crazy, right? Catch up with some good shows at least. So yeah, Joe.
Got Andor coming out too, so like that's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, man. We didn't even touch on Andor, but yeah, guys. So Andor is coming up in less than a month. In less than a month. We're getting basically mini movies, right? Dropped every week. I'm actually pretty excited about that one.
Me too.
We will be obviously talking about it, but I do gotta say that the first live stream to cover the first arc, I guess that's what we call it, the first 3 episodes is gonna be a little bit delayed because I'm actually still gonna be in Japan at that point. So as usual, I'm gonna be late with the reviews and things like that. But after that, hopefully we will sync up and be talking about it, the day after it drops. Are you guys doing anything special for Andor? Doing a watch along as well?
I don't know if me and Nick are doing anything. I definitely would doing a watch party on my own. But especially too, if anything piques my interest in terms of theory wise, I'll be making videos on it, of course. I'm really excited to see how this is going to tie into Rogue One. I'm excited for the year every single week. Joe.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, it's and I talked about it here last time, but I'm kind of excited that they went that route. Dropping 3 episodes, one year in the story, right, at a time. I'm happy that they're at least trying something different, right? Will it work or not? I'm not, I'm not sure, but I like that they're trying, to at least mix it up a bit.
I feel like Disney, especially this year, is doing some some crazy stuff because like we have for Marvel anyway, April and August are the 2 months where we don't, or not, yeah, April and August are the 2 months where we don't have a project coming out. Every single month we have a Marvel project coming out, and or like for example, Star Wars is coming out in April instead.
Yeah.
So like every single month we have something new coming out. This year's insane.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that Marvel TV, right, or if you want to call it that, or Marvel series, right, shows are doing better because man, it was getting a bit rough, to be honest. Aside from Loki, I'm not like super invested on.
I love Moon Knight as well. For me anyway.
Oh yeah, Moon Knight was
felt
pretty
like a
Moon Knight
fever
was pretty
dream.
fire.
Like it never like I don't know, watching that week after week. I was just like, this is something special.
Yeah. No, I agree. Actually, now that I think about it, that one was pretty good. The only not problem, but the only but is that it was or the complaint that I keep hearing the most was that it was a little bit disconnected, right? Like it was kind of living on its own island. The show itself was great. I don't I have almost no complaints. The acting was great.
Oscar Isaac's
Um,
insane. Like he
yeah, I'm actually
kills it.
gonna get to meet him over at Celebration. We're gonna take a picture with him.
That'd be cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I agree. Actually, now that I think about it, man, I kind of want to rewatch it now. Dang it, man.
It's
Um,
yeah, it's I don't know. Any single time I hear a man without love, it's just like oh, I
yeah.
gotta go back and rewatch Moon Knight.
That's awesome. Quick plug for ourselves. So please remember to follow Mike over on Instagram at the Dad Vaders. He always posting some really cool stuff, really funny. Check out all of his reels, stories, etc. Check us out here on Facebook, General Kenobi's Bunker, all one word. We are also on Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker. We are on TikTok. Yeah, it's legal again, at least for now. At general underscore Kenobis underscore bunker. We are also on threads because we're hip. We're hip like that. We're young people for the most part. At general.kenobis.bunker. So once again, I would greatly appreciate if you check out our guest, Kadin, the Cantina Talk over on YouTube, over on Instagram, all over socials. Check him out. Give him a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. He's pumping out a ton of good content, especially if you guys are Marvel fans. You don't want to miss what's coming. Okay, let me catch up with the last comments here before we take off. Jenny, hope you're enjoying vacation. I am really need the downtime for sure. Yeah. Um, they smack hole with the Nerf bat really bad with Thanos. I like that. I'm gonna use that. Yep, says Rob. Turn him into Wokong. I mean, I know that Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet in that fight, but he didn't even use it.
I don't even think he had to use it in that fight. Like he was,
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
partial gauntlet. Yep, yeah. Mike is very funny. That he is, Janine. That he is. Good night, everyone. Says OVP. Appreciate you, man. Zombie saying, see you, everyone. Once again, guys, we really appreciate you all joining us here for another great episode of The High Ground, episode 105. Go check out Kadin. Go subscribe to all his content. Again, amazing creator, super great member of the community. Cannot wait to see the rest of the stuff that he's doing. I'm literally about to start watching Daredevil after this because I gotta get on that train for
you're
sure.
in for a wild ride. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
you enjoy it, man.
nice,
It's
nice.
great.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
So once again, thank you. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. If you guys are going to Japan, get your stuff ready, guys. Don't freak out like I am. Get all the packing done in time. Okay, so that is gonna do it for us. Thank you again for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.